water spraying everywhere at 2 a.m.? Don't panic. I'm about to show you how to fix a pinhole leak in your copper pipe without turning off the water. Using just rubber sealant tape and a pipe clamp, you can stop that leak in under 5 minutes. This trick has saved me hundreds in plumber calls. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more thingsgreen.com garden tips. It's time to garden on the radio. Have you ever fixed a pipe before? Now, there's different types of pipes that can be fixed. Let me give you an example over here. You can have things like a plastic pipe. That could be fixed, right? Yeah, you get a plastic pipe, fix it, real simple. You just, you could saw it, and you can glue it and sand it and do all that kind. That's great. Then you have the old school galvanized pipe. And galvanized pipe, a little bit harder to work with. You have to cut the pieces exactly the same. You have to start from one point to the next point and vice versa. And I realize that there's unions and things where you can circumvent that, but that's basically how it is. And you have to have special equipment to do that. And you also need special equipment to use what has been replacing galvanized pipe. Now, galvanized pipe is old school for sprinkler systems, but it's also been used for your main water lines, your high pressure lines. Chances are, if you have a house that's probably 30 or 40 years old, you've got galvanized. That was the norm of the time. Nowadays, they use something that's called PEX or something like that, and it just rolls right out, and everything's compression fittings, and it's so simple and easy to use. I've actually used that stuff quite a bit. It's really, really neat. Anyway, if you have a pipe leak, you have to decide how to fix it. Now, I'm bringing this to your attention because I had a pipe leak. Someplace right by a 45, and it was underneath, it was a little short piece of pipe that had a hole in it. And this hole, now I've got an example in my hand, this is conduit, this is not a pipe that you put water through. This is a pipe that you would put electric through. But I just wanted to have something so I could describe things to you. So what you had is that underneath there was a leak, little pinhole coming through to the point to where we lost a lot of water. A lot of water. When we saw the water bill, we said, that's a lot of water. So what we had to do is, how do we fix that? Well, technically, if you don't know what you're doing, you should probably call a plumber. Now, here was the problem that I had, because I don't work on copper pipes. They're easy to work with. I've used them before, but I just don't have all the equipment for it. You have to have a torch, you have to have flux, you have to have solder. There's things there that you have to have. Well, I just didn't have it. So I need to patch it. How do I patch it? Well, when I got up to the actual valves, I come to find out all the valves are frozen open. They're all open. Nobody here at the property, we've got renters and stuff like that here at the thingsgreen.com Botanical Gardens. It's a commercial building. And we built the building, by the way, so I know what the place looks like. Anyway, the valves haven't been touched in years. And you can throw a little WD-40 in there. You have to be careful how you do that, because not everything can get WD-40. WD-40 actually will take and break down the rubber that's inside of the valves. You don't want to do that now, do we? So what you do instead is that you just kind of figure it out. If it closes, and you got to be careful, it could break. I've actually had that happen one time over at my mother's 130-year-old house, where the valve, the shutoff valve into the house, I closed it and it wouldn't open up again. Yeah, so what I had to do was I had to take the whole thing apart, because it's galvanized. Whole thing apart, I took the innards out and I just closed it up, and now if they need to do anything, I'll shut it off of the street. I've got the special tool to do that. Okay, so that being what it said, you've got yourself a pipe. And when you have this pipe and you have this little hole, there's a couple of things that you could do. Well, first off, the other thing was this. I didn't have the tool over here to shut the water off to the property. And so it's like, okay, what are we going to do? We got to fix it. Got a leak. So what I got was this really weird contraption. I have used this literally my whole life. I've seen these things, I've used them, I've fixed them, and it's for galvanized pipe. You could use it on plastic if you want, but it doesn't make much sense to do so. And what it is a pipe clamp. They call it a repair clamp. I call it a Band-Aid. You're going to go to the market, you're going to go to the store, you're not going to find anything that says Band-Aid. Not going to happen. Anyway, so what you do is that you have to slip this thing open, and it has a bolt on here, and this bolt is at the very top. The very top, it kind of clamps it together, and you wrap it around your pipe, and then you have to make sure you get the right size because there's 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch pipe, and then you put the bolt through again, we'll call it, and then you tighten it down, okay? Well, I did that. And the rubber, by the way, is to seal it. I did that. I did. But what ended up happening was that it was uneven underneath because I had the elbow and then I had the pipe. And it was just one of those kind of things. It was horrible. It was horrible. What do I do? So I was talking to a friend of mine, and we shall call her Jax Jill. I was telling her about my pipe situation, and she says, well, wait a minute. Have you ever seen that stuff that they wrap on the pipes and it seals it? Well, I've worked with something like that before. In fact, I worked with it just a couple of weeks earlier fixing some pipes. But this stuff was totally different. And I says, no, I still have to look into it. I saw her a couple days later at church. She gives it to me. And she says, go ahead and use it. Well, when I decided to take and open it up, this stuff is super, super thick, super, super sticky. Hey, if you want to take and put it on your arm and rip it off and get all the hair off your stuff, I think that's what they use. This stuff is nasty. So anyway, what I did is I took a piece that was, maybe 6 inches long, and this stuff's like 4 inches wide. I wrapped the pipe with this stuff first, even on the uneven surface part too. It worked out really well. And then I twisted it real hard on there, super, super hard. And that right there slowed it down tremendously, but it didn't stop it. Didn't stop at 100%. So I twisted some more, didn't stop at 100%. Came pretty close, but it just didn't stop it. Then I figured, well, it's just now a little drip. Now I could put my Band-Aid on, right? What do they call this thing again? They have it on here written. Ask for a repair clamp. This is a 1 inch by 3 inch repair clamp. These get up to 6 inches, 8 inches, 12 inches. You have to go to specialty plumbing supply house to get that. Then what I did is I slipped it on. It worked out perfectly because the tape was really thick on there. I put it on, I screwed it down, voila, the pipe does not leak. So what I've done here is I bought time until the plumber can get down here and fix it. And that's the way we do it here on Things Green. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a break right now. You just got your lesson in plumbing now, didn't you? If you want to see how this whole thing actually works, I did shoot the video on it, but it's not going to air until next year. Sorry, what are you going to do? That's just the way that it goes. But yeah, so that's good stuff. Anyway, we're going to go for a quick little break. We have more information and ideas for you. When we come back, we're going to be talking. Pam, did we ever talk about these seeds? I don't remember talking about them. Okay, we're going to talk about these seeds and more when we return. So don't go anywhere, and don't forget, you can always call us 24/7 at 1-800-405-NICK. Leave your name and telephone number, and we will call you back. Stop recording.
That's 1-800-4, then Marathon. Or visit the website at www.sod.com.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
Stop recording.